You feel me? At 14 years old, all of my colleagues and all that was working at Chick-fil-A. They just started hiring at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A wouldn't have me for some reason on everything. I hop neither. I don't know what them folk had what the issue with me was. Everybody, my whole family.
The whole team.
God.
100.
100.
Double salute. Wildlife 100.
Wildlife 100. I've been in the trap every day, I don't get much sleep.
Wildlife 100.
Something so real, so real, you can feel it in your knees. I need something like you, do you need someone like me?
What's moving, everybody? Hey, look, you already know what time it is, man. It's time for another crazy story. Hey, man, I got another crazy story for y'all today, man. But look, before I get to the story, like always, man, I want to shout everybody out who's been looking, liking, subscribing, listening to the music, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? We really been rocking. You feel me? But y'all know what's going on. It's Wednesday. You feel me? Another Wednesday. For those of y'all who haven't been following, I drop every Wednesday now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to drop here and there also, on different days. But for the most part, we doing Wildlife Wednesday on StoryTime. So look, check it. Y'all see the caption of this video, right? Alright. So this video is basically about the first time I met the plug. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? And look, y'all might hear some growling or some whining or whatever. My dog just had like 7 puppies. You know what I'm saying? They in the background. I might show y'all later. I don't know. But check it out, right? So this is about how I met the plug for the first time. And all of this is alleged. You know what I'm saying? I keep it 1,000. You feel me? But we also, I like to entertain y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna call this story alleged and for entertainment purposes. You feel me? On everything. So check it, right? Always, bro. Since I was little, I always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's selling candy, whether it's selling pencils, whether it's selling condoms at school, you know what I mean? Whatever the case, you feel me? I always been some type of hustler, right? So coming up, I always knew I wouldn't necessarily do traditional work. You know what I'm saying? Hence me becoming an influencer and an artist and things like that, because all the jobs that I tried to get, I usually couldn't get them, or they just wouldn't last. I used to work at Enterprise Rental Car. That was the only job I had for that amount of time, that seemed like it was gonna last. But I ended up getting bigger than that job and end up leaving. But that's a whole nother story. You get what I'm saying? Straight up. On align with this story, for real. I'll get to that one later. But so alright. So here it is, right? I'm a young guy. I'm gonna take it back a little bit, right? I'm gonna take it back. So I'm a young guy. This is when I first found out about just working the block. You know what I'm saying? Just working the block. I don't want to get too detailed. You feel me? Cause all this is alleged, But this is my first time just learning how to work the block. You know what I mean? I'm probably about 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it just seemed easy to be able to go buy something for this price and then go break it down, go to the store and just sit up there and get off all day. That was wild to me. You know what I'm saying? It was better than a job. You feel me? At 14 years old, all of my colleagues and all that was working at Chick-fil-A. They just started hiring at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A wouldn't have me for some reason on everything. I hop neither. I don't know what them folk had what the issue with me was. You know what I'm saying? But that just give y'all a little backstory on just me hustling. You know what I'm saying? I did the math at a young age. I pretty much did the math in high school, and that prepared me for the story now. The story that I'm telling now. Because all this allegedly, all of this is old. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't. You know what I mean? So check it, right? Fast forward to when I got a little older. Now I'm grown. I'm at my mama's house. And I'm trying to make my own way. You feel me? Now, mind y'all, before I moved out my mama's house, I got locked up. I ended up getting locked up for a robbery that me and my brother did, that took place on the east side. If y'all watch my content, y'all can go back and I tell a detailed story about that. So I ended up getting locked up, right? At the time, I was working the block also, but I dabbled in, taking from people. You know what I'm saying? That was really my first job, for real, taking from folks. You know what I'm saying? But that morally, I didn't feel like that was something that I could continue forever. You know what I'm saying? That block work, I felt like I could do that forever. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But so yeah, fast forward, I get locked up. And while I'm in jail, I knew it was a crazy charge. You know, my bail was about 150,000 or something like that. It was crazy. You feel me? I didn't know how I was gonna get out. I didn't know what was gonna happen or anything like that. So the first thing I did when I talked to my mom, I told her, "Hey, listen, don't worry about me. I'm gonna call you Tuesdays and Thursdays." You know what I'm saying? I got locked up with a substantial amount of money, so she didn't have to really put anything on my books that whole stint. You feel me? Which was a blessing. I prayed about it, and then maybe I don't know how much longer after that, but it was soon after that that my bail was dropped and I was released. You know what I'm saying? So when I got home, I stuck to my word. I ain't gonna lie, I stuck to my word. I ain't do no nefarious acts or anything like that. That's actually when I got the job at Enterprise. You feel me? I got the job at Enterprise because I was trying to do good. I wasn't trying to be no block boy. I wasn't trying to steal nothing from nobody. Stealing wasn't never my thing. Taking was my thing. You feel me? I mean, some people would say that it's the same, but I look at stealing as kind of cowardly. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I'll tell you straight up, yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you was somebody that I felt like was gonna call the police. Things get hard, so I basically started working at Enterprise. You know, I stayed at Enterprise. I stayed loyal, bro. I stayed at Enterprise maybe about 2 years just washing cars. You know what I'm saying? Until I realized, like, something gotta give. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I'm out here, I'm trying to be a rapper, you know, and things of that nature. I can't be out here with nothing. You get what I mean? Like, Enterprise wasn't paying nothing but like $9 an hour at that time. I probably worked my way up to like $10.75, but that was still pennies. You feel me? More so now than then, but it was still pennies. So, man, I remember my brother, he got a friend in from his hometown that basically was dabbling in going back and forth to California. So when the friend came down from California, he was basically exposing us to a lot that was going on, you know, in that world. You feel me? Because mind y'all, I ain't never just been around doing this. You feel me? I stayed in Atlanta. I ain't never go out of state with it or anything like that. I stayed in my city. You feel me? But when Buddy came down here, and I ain't gonna say too many names, you know what I'm saying? But when he came down here, he basically showed us like, listen, there's so much world out here. Not only that, but you can get it for way cheaper out here than down here. You feel me? All you gotta do is do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Buddy basically not necessarily gave us the game, but he told us certain things that were pivotal to our understanding on how we was gonna move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even think he was just necessarily trying to give us a game. I think he was just popping it. So we decided we just gonna ride along. You feel me? Hence the story about when I ran into the Asian mob. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta watch that. If y'all watch that, then y'all will understand where I'm at with it in the story. You get what I'm saying? So, man, we all decided to just go ahead and book some flights. Now we got a tour guide. You feel me? We all decided to book some flights to California, and that's what we did. It was crazy, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. That was probably me going to Cali for business. Was probably one of my first times even just being in Cali for real. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even able to just sightsee the way I wanted to or anything like that. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous about what we was up here finna do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to go up there and get stuff, but it's another thing to get it back to where you from. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? So look, matter of fact, this gonna be a part series. You know what I'm saying? So I need everybody to drop part 2 in the chat, man, so I know if y'all want part 2. You feel me? So here it is. The day it's time to fly out to go to California. Everybody ready? You know what I'm saying? We done got it's me and like 2 of my other brothers. You know what I'm saying? We done got ready. We done got our bags packed. Now we headed to the airport. We get to the airport. We chopping it up. You know, it's a fun situation until we get on that plane and we touch down in LA. Now, when we touch down in LA, this when everything get real. It get real because now we got to think about if everything, you know what I'm saying, and not even gotta think about it, but now everything is setting in. You know, can we trust this person that we tour guiding with? Should we be doing this? You know what I'm saying? Should we be risking our lives in a certain type of way? You know, things like that. So it was what it was. You know what I mean? Even though we were having those, even though I was having certain thoughts, it was like, nah, I can't turn back now. You know, it was just one of them situations. So we ended up getting to the Airbnb. We booked the Airbnb. We go to the Airbnb, and now Buddy making all these phone calls. You know, like, hey, y'all open today, y'all open today, y'all open today. Man, I'm thinking this man is talking to dispensaries, you know, and kind of, sort of he was, you know what I'm saying? Because if you know, you know. In LA, if you know, you know. You know, I ain't going to get too much into all the details. But we ended up pulling up on about 3 what you would call dispensaries, right? And all of them was cool, you know what I'm saying? But me in particular, I wasn't working with that much. So I'm looking for a certain specific price range. You get what I'm saying? So we ended up going to this 3rd dispensary. Now, when we went to this 3rd dispensary, we go in there, and it's this real big Hispanic guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about gotta be like 350, 400 pounds or something like that. You feel me? And as soon as we walk in, he locked the door. He locked the door behind us. And if y'all know about dispensaries in LA, certain dispensaries, it's like you gotta stand outside until they unlock that door, because only a couple people can come in the dispensary. Some certain dispensaries at one time. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm guessing this was one of those dispensaries. And when they locked the door behind us, now it's like, all right, let's do business. You feel me? This what the Migos say. He like, all right, let's do business. So, you know, mind y'all, this is my first time in this situation. So I'm looking around, and you know, I'm just trying to see what come next. You know what I'm saying? Like where the business at? You feel me? Because it looked like, you know, when we walked in, it was just, you know, just novelty items up. You know what I'm saying? Like bongs and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't too much weight that I was seeing. You feel me? Then this guy goes, the big guy, he goes in the back. And when he goes to the back, he brings out, I don't remember if it was a cart or if it was a couple bags, like trash bags. Sit them on the table. The whole the table was huge, right? The whole table was full of bags, garbage bags. And as he's pulling out these garbage bags with stuff inside of them, allegedly, he gets a phone call. He gets a phone call. The phone call, I guess they said, we outside. He goes to unlock the door. He unlocks the door. Tell me why 2 other Asians walk inside this dispensary that's closed down at this point. Walk inside this dispensary with about 10 more garbage bags. 5 to 10 more garbage bags. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in between that. And proceeds to let him know, like, all of these are cookie over here, and all of these are this and that. And you know what I'm saying? He just breaking it down. You feel me? And the number that they were discussing in front of me was so low that it tripped me out, bro. You know what I'm saying? It tripped me. So now at this point, I'm like, all right, when the Asians left, I'm like, all right, he just said that low number in front of us. This guy, I know he gonna rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what he getting it for. You feel me? And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? Man, the Asian left. Migo end up rolling up something crazy. You feel me? He put hash all around it. He put that gooey stuff. I think, if that's not hash, I mean, he put a whole bunch of stuff on the blunt that was marijuana related. You know what I'm saying? No funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he rolled about 2-3 of those, and we just start kicking it. We just start kicking it in the store and buying. You feel me? Now I'm getting to know this man. He getting to know me. Come to find out, he like music. You know what I'm saying? We connected on a different vibe. You feel what I'm saying? We did. We connected in a way that he didn't even necessarily connect with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to listen to my music in the trap. We sitting there really vibing. So, we get to picking. You know, we picking everything. While they're picking, I'm over here chopping it up with the plug. You feel me? I'm chopping it up. We having personal conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, while we having a personal conversation, my brother them, they coming at him about, you know, the prices of other stuff and things like that. Just not necessarily being difficult, but not as grateful, you know, if that's for lack of a better sense, you know what I'm saying? Cause me personally, I'm like, man, I just came from somewhere where ain't none of this like this. You feel me? I'm gonna make something work. You feel me? I'm not very particular in this situation. Yeah, and the plug like that. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, you know. So I let them get out their way, get all their questions out the way, and what topped it off, I'm like, listen, I already know what I want. I just talked to the plug this whole time about 30-45 minutes. When it was time for me to choose, I'm like, listen, I know what I want. This, that, whatever. Here go the paper. Clean. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, the plug been rocking with me. So much so that when we left that trip, and I'm going to tell y'all how we got everything back on part 2. Just make sure y'all drop part 2. But so much so, the plug called me, man, maybe a week after that trip and was like, listen, I got something for you. I need you to come to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but look though, that's the story, man. That's the story on how I met the plug for the first time. If y'all want part 2, I promise you it get better. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for all the dogs and all that stuff in the background. I promise you it get better, you know. But if y'all want a part 2, y'all drop part 2 in the chat. And until next time, man, y'all like, share, subscribe, and yeah, man, love y'all. Hey, but look, if y'all want to see the puppies, give me 1 second. Got some nice little morals in there. You know what I'm saying? Wildlife bullies, man. If y'all want y'all to bully, you know, hit my DM or something like that. You feel me? We make all shapes and sizes.